Squad, what's going on? It's your boy Knockout360 here with another video for you guys. So as you can tell, I'm in the car. That makes this a car vlog. You already know what's going down when I come around. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Car content, car shows, car reviews, car mates, anything and everything car related happens on this channel, man. So if you're into that, make sure that you stick around because I got some good stuff coming your way, man. I've been switching up the content here lately. I've been giving you guys a lot of action stuff. You guys said that you were getting tired of seeing my face and listening to my voice on the day-to-day basis in my videos. So I said, you know what? Let me give you guys a little something. So I've been giving you some action here recently. It's been cold, but I've been out there fighting the winter storm to give you guys the good stuff, because you know that's what it's all about, is giving you guys the good content. And you see that subscribe button, hit that notification bell as well, hit that so that you know what's coming out and when it's coming out, right? So let me tell you something that you should already know, and you've heard me say hundreds of thousands of times on this channel. Hellcats and Scat Packs are some of the most dangerous cars to own in America right now. Now, normally, when I say that, I'm talking about from the perspective of carjackings, being held at gunpoint, people stealing your car, putting air tags on your car, being at the gas station, people running up on you, putting a gun on you, stealing your cat or your scat. Normally, that's the case. This particular case was different. So the clip that I just played was in Charlotte, North Carolina, my city, Charlotte, North Carolina. You see the Panthers beanie, you see the A&T graduate, Charlotte, North Carolina. This dude, dope ass car, don't get me wrong, dope ass Hellcat wide body Charger. I've seen him on the scene once or twice. I've seen him in the streets once or twice. I don't know him personally, but when this happened, it was like global or local news, rather. I'm sure you guys haven't heard of it, but local news. So long story short, this guy's got a dope ass Hellcat Charger, right? And as you can see, it's wrapped. It's that reflective two-tone type of wrap. It's a pinkish, bluish, yellowish, greenish type of wrap. One of those wraps that, depending on how the sun hits it, it may be one color, may be a different color if it hits it a different way. But needless to say, it draws attention, right? I'm pulling my hoodie up because it's cold as shit. You know, whatever, but it draws a lot of attention. For one, it's a 700 plus horsepower muscle car, and two, it's got that crazy wrap on it, right? Well, this particular day, to my understanding, based on what I know on the clip, as you see in the clip, he was surrounded by CMPD, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, at gunpoint. Well, at this particular time, now, to my understanding, I think he had some prior stuff going on. I'm not going to get into that. This is not eyewitness news, but it was a routine traffic stop. He decided to take off on him. And long story short, CMPD pretty much unleashed every resource that they had. I think they had helicopters. They had, obviously, foot soldiers, you know, in their cars or what have you. Now, of course, he was smoking the foot soldiers or whatever. But I think, and I think that he ran out of gas. And that's ultimately what proved to be his downfall. You know what I'm saying? And that's how they caught him, is, you know, obviously Hellcat's running out of gas. If you didn't know, if you had this car at full speed, you could kill a whole tank in like 14 minutes. So I would imagine if he wasn't at a full tank, he was probably going down eventually. So they surround him, guns drawn, yank him out the car, take him to jail, whatever. That's not really necessarily what this video is about. That's just kind of a visual representation of what kind of attention our cars draw. In Charlotte, North Carolina specifically, they've been cracking down a lot on Scat Packs and Hellcats, you know. Ever since that big raid that took place at the beginning of last year, things have been hot, but even hotter for the Dodge guys. And rightfully so. We, you know, have a bad reputation for doing stuff, right? Let's just be honest here. We kick up a lot of dust, a lot of smoke, and we make a lot of noise in the process. I understand that. So it's warranted to some degree, but I mean, I feel like at this point, a lot of the police officers are almost being biased towards the Scat Packs and the Hellcats. Now, in his case, his car was wrapped something crazy. You know what I'm saying? His shit stuck out in the middle of the day, in the middle of the night. You would know it for a fact that it was him. Now, like I said, I don't know this guy, got no problems with him, nothing like that. But to my understanding, I think he's behind bars at this point. I could be mistaken. But his car is dope as shit. But I'm saying all this to say, like, on one hand, you're drawing negative attention to owning a cat or a scat because people want to rob you. People want to break into your car and steal your shit. People want to steal your car. People want to put air tags on your car so that they can locate you and come back and get you later. You've got that to worry about, right? Good old-fashioned carjackings, being held at gunpoint, all that stuff. Yanked out your car. Somebody hops in the passenger seat and the driver's seat, and now you're on the side of the road. Like, what just happened? And then there's good old-fashioned legal bias and issues that you have to worry about owning these types of cars. I mean, these police departments are aware of what Hellcats and Scat Packs can do. They know the numbers. There are videos all over YouTube of Hellcats and Scat Packs outrunning cops. I mean, there was that famous one where it looks like it was a GoPro footage, and you could see the cop in the rearview mirror, and it was obviously a Challenger 392. I don't know if it was a Daytona TA or not, but I know for a fact that it was a Challenger 392. And as soon as you see the lights of the cop in the rearview mirror, he just takes off and floors it. And then the whole video is literally him at like 160, the whole video just smoking the cop. And then there's the video of what happened in Houston with the white Hellcat Challenger. Hopped on the highway, smoked the cop, and the only thing that caught him was he ran out of gas. He was smoking even the police helicopters, or at least the news helicopters, right? Smoking the police helicopters, news helicopters, smoking the cops, obviously. I mean, this dude was getting low. I think he had at one point hit like 190, 199, you know? And like I said, the only thing that stopped him was the fact that he ran out of gas. They're aware of what these cars can do. They're aware of the fact that if we get on the straight line, there's no way in hell they're catching us. Those 5.7 Hemis, they're heavy, they're slow, they can't do what our cars do. So that's why they're so, I guess, sensitive to us, and why we kind of get the I hate to say prejudice in a sense like this when we're talking about cars, but you know, that's why we get the negative attention and the negative bias that we get when it comes to our cars. Not to mention, if you get on Instagram, you see people doing donuts, burnouts, swinging, sliding, running from cops, the whole nine. You've probably seen some of that stuff on my channel. You know, I'm guilty of that. But the fact of the matter is that they bring a lot of a negative attention towards us. And, you know, normally when we drive our cars, we've got the dark tint. You know, it's not that we're hiding anything. That just looks good on the car. Let's just be real. It looks good to have that dark tint. You know what I'm saying? Nobody wants a fishbowl where you can see what's going on in the car. That doesn't look right. Me personally, I would rather have no tint than have a little bit of tint. Like for you guys out there that's getting like 35% and 20%, like, I don't know. You know, that's just not really my style. I'd rather have no tint than a little bit of tint, because a little bit of tint doesn't really do anything, especially in broad daylight. But heavily tinted cars, very loud, very ostentatious, you know what I'm saying? We always have the graphics and all that stuff. Even my car, I've got the big stripe and all that good stuff going down the center of it. So, you know, that's always something to be concerned about, the fact that we draw that type of attention. But I'm just saying that to say we get that attention on both sides of the equation, from the guy that's just trying to rob you and possibly blow your head off, to the guy that's pulling you over that looks at you like you're about to, you know, take off. You're a street racer of some sort. You know, so just be mindful of that, guys. Just one of those crazy videos. When this video hit my timeline and somebody sent it to me, quite a few people actually sent it to me, I had to speak on it just because it's like, for one, it's a wide body Charger Hellcat, which is the car that I want, you know. I certainly don't want it in the rap that he had it, but, you know, seeing that and the fact that it was in my city and the fact that he was surrounded by police officers at gunpoint, it was one of those things like, damn, you know what I'm saying? We just draw that negative attention. If you're going to run from, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm not even going to say that. I'm not even going to say that. But just make sure that you got a full tank of gas before you do anything stupid in these cars, guys, because a half a tank of gas ain't going to get you much of anything. I can't tell you how many times I get on the highway with a half a tank of gas and I get to playing a little bit, and before I know it, I've lost like 60 miles. You know what I'm saying? 60 miles worth of gas. But, yeah, just be careful out there, guys. These are great cars. I love them. They're powerful. They're fast. They're you know, conversation worthy. They're all that stuff. But on the other end of that, there's people that want to rob you and steal it from you, possibly steal your life in the process. And then on the other side, you've got the good old-fashioned police, the boys in blue, who are looking at you like you're either a drug dealer of some sort, or, you know, they're almost looking at Chargers and Challengers like the new Chevy Caprice or the new Monte Carlo, you know. And they're pulling you over with that mindset that you may have something in the car that I don't know about and need to know about, you know. And that's simply not the case. 90% of the guys that drive these cars are good guys. Everybody in my car club is good dude. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's moving anything or doing anything stupid. Well, I mean, we do stupid things, but we just do stupid things with the car, not what's in the car, or not what we're transporting in the car. But yeah, just be mindful of that, guys. On both sides of the equation, we're going to get it bad. You know, I've heard a lot of people, even in the Mustang communities, calling us the new Mustangs because we wreck our cars so much. You know, a lot of car meets. There was one particular car meet in Charlotte that took place months ago. And it was like, you know, everybody welcome except for Mopar. Like, they specifically said no Mopars can come, because they know that when we come, we're going to burn out, kick up a lot of smoke, donuts, sliding, the whole nine. And I guess that it was just drawing a lot of negative attention. And that particular person was like, we don't want any Mopars. So we're getting a bad reputation, even though, you know, our cars are highly sought after, you know. But with that being said, guys, just be careful what you do. Get your scat, get your cat. I know in my videos, I make it seem like owning a Scat Pack or a Hellcat is the worst decision to make, but clearly that's not, because if it was, I wouldn't own a Scat Pack, you know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't be in the process of buying a Hellcat, you know? So get the car, enjoy the car, love the car, do whatever you want to it, tint it out, put the graphics on it, make it loud, make it powerful. But just be mindful that there are people out here who have other intentions for you, whether it's the carjacker or whether it's the police officer. Just be mindful of that. With that being said, guys, as always, Mini Boy Knockout 360. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.